everybody, welcome to the Wow Chaingang. It's Women Only Wednesday, live here on the Full Speed Events YouTube channel. We've got an absolutely star-studded set of riders diving down on to the start line. I'm really looking forward to seeing just how much carnage is created on the streets of Crit City as these riders get ready to head out and round. Though we've got a few things that we need to get sorted out first of all, and not least of which is to say hello to the one and only yellow beacon for today, who is also the person who has chosen today's route. We are going to see them. It is the one and only Emma Martin. Hi Emma, how are you doing? I can see you warming up.
Good evening and Happy New Year, everybody.
It's good to see that you're on there. You've gone, is that a kind of festive, like Christmas tree like top you've got there?
No, this is my, I love this top. This is my Morvello Days top. I've had this 10 years. It's 10 years old this year and it's only had one new zip.
A bit like Trigger's broom then. One new zip, couple of new pockets, a couple of sleeves, and it's just the same thing. Right, before we get anywhere else, tonight is the Wow, and we always do have new riders coming and going. For any of our new riders, Emma, who are maybe watching the live feed, what is the idea of tonight's ride and how is it going to play out?
So we roll out of the pen around 2 watts per kilo, and the key instruction is to follow what yellow puts on the screen. So we're going to ramp up slowly until a predetermined pace. I haven't quite worked that out yet. And at some point, I will release the pack with the magic 3 go, go, goes. At that point, all rules are off, and it's everyone to the finish line as fast as they can. If you get dropped, find a group, ride together. 18 laps tonight, 1 lap warm down to the blue banner.
So the finish line tonight, I'll go through that in a second, is at 1 lap to go. And that's the key thing. We've got our red beacon on there as well, which is Tracy Silly. But Emma, we're going to let you go. Type lots of instructions to lots of people. Good luck. Enjoy tonight.
Thank you.
So Emma just going to get herself warmed up. You can see her on the top right-hand side of your screen while she does. Directly below, you can see that we're on about 50 seconds or so to the start of the ride. So we are in downtown Dolphin. It is courtesy of fellow viewer, exactly as you can see it on your screens. We have our 2D and 3D. And in fact, if you're a member of fellow viewer, you can spin it, twist it, stretch it, make it look really flat if you try hard. So remember, key here, make sure you know where you are on the route. Now, we finish with 1 lap to go. This is the most important thing you can remember. There is a countdown on the right-hand side of the race route. Our finish line for the ride, for the sprint, for the win, 1 lap to go. Shall I say that again? 1 lap to go is when the finish line is. That is the finish line. There is 1 lap left then to warm down round the circuit to ensure that you then can get your legs spun out, because the idea of this is to make everybody quicker, faster and more furious. Now, as you can see directly above us, the riders are about to hit that start line and head out, and in fact we can just see them making their way out and through. So let's dive in to the ride. We're going to jump in with one of our riders. It's going to be quite random tonight which rider we're going to jump in with. But as you can see, the riders have left the pen. They're out on the circuit. We are going to jump in with the one and only Foxy. And you can just see the riders on the way out on the circuit of Crit City. Emma down there on the bottom, just warming up and getting the legs spun out on the way out. So I think pretty much everybody's on their way round, and Emma is tucked in. So just taking a quick check on Emma as to go. So remember, 30-minute late join. So we're going to leave Emma, who's right down the bottom, out and right in. We're going to keep our eyes on the riders. Let's dive in on the Wow Chaingang tonight. Let's see how everybody is doing. They're all up and motoring at the moment. This is all about making sure that you get out and jump back in again. Now, there may be 1 or 2 people who are not used to the ride. And the idea is stay with that yellow beacon. It's a ramped workout, so it will wind its way up. We're just in with Abby Scales at the moment. Crit City, though, is a notoriously difficult route. to control. In fact, it's nigh on impossible to control. So our beacons rely on everybody to do the best to keep everybody in there. Our yellow beacon able to put instructions up onto the screens at will, which is always a good thing because it does enable our yellow beacon to make sure that they know where everybody is. So just having a quick check, red beacon, just watching as they bring on, I think it's going to be our last rider. So I think almost everybody out of the pen together. Our last rider out on the course at the moment, I think it's going to be true. So the group are just starting to come in together as we speak. Here we go, the group getting themselves together as they come up on to the climb. So the Chainagng, remember the aim of this is a ramp workout. Our yellow leader will increase that pace as the ride goes on, and at some point most of our riders will find themselves distanced, and that is when having riders like our red beacon. You can see here Tracy Seeley, who has done a double Rafa 500, including doing a Rafa 500 in one day, is on the ride and is already up and moving smoothly. So it looks like all those kilometres on the ride started to wear their way off again, hopefully after doing that on Saturday. So Tracy pulling the group in together. When we get our helicopter, you can just see fractured a little bit, one or two riders in, and one or two new riders in as well. Not last week's winner. This is Holly Bergin. Holly with the disc on the back there in the blue. As you can see, Holly Bergin was our winner in the Chainagng last week, and the rider who will be looking to take away a victory this time. Group though looking good. Top right hand side of your screen, we're just changing the zoom on the map. Let's come around this turn and take that right hand turn nice and smoothly, no problems at all. So the group around through the start-finish banner. Right, riding in with Harley as we make our way in and round that group. Pretty much all together. I think we've got Chloe from the Aeonian squad in here. So a quick reminder that we will finish with 1 lap to go. Remember, we finish at 1 lap to go on the orange screen on the right hand side. So when that says number 1, that is our finish line in terms of riding. Good to see we've got some new faces on here that got more nicely tucked in with the group here doing the business by the look of it. So more from NS Dry nicely in as we come around this turn. And it looks like a problem for Tracy. You drop out from our red beacon. That's one of the reasons we have the light join. And our beacons can do it as well, but I think Tracy's got the pace and the power to get herself back on board right up to the front. So Tracy is chasing at the moment. She'll need to get herself up to the group. Big kick coming out. Just seeing those watts per kilo going up to 7 watts per kilo. And just see the flames going down as our red beacon chases on. I'm sure Tracy's going to have a work cut out on this circuit anyway, but coming up at pretty much at warp speed here, our red beacon, and makes contact with the group. You can see that yellow and red chevron together, and the speed and the pace going to carry her up this climb comfortably as she makes her way in and through our beacon, making her way back in to the group. Our yellow jersey nicely tucked in the centre. Emma from Full Speed Events here riding up. You'll notice our Full Speed Events avatar has earned itself an even better bike than it had. It was our full speed events Emma was having a very basic bike. We have upgraded the bike because we want to just give them a little bit of a chance. It's hard enough being the Beacon, you don't need anything more difficult. Now, Anne on board again, and very strong last week. We've got our last week winner in Holly Bergen. Got Rhea Mobbs on board. Rhea, one of our regular riders on the Chainagng. Great to see Rhea in with us as well. I'm just going to take a little run through. Alison Kinlock in here. Alison, one of our yellow and red beacons, sitting here on the red S-Works, and with the blue camo jersey on as they go down into this descent. The group just fracturing over the top there. So this is where the beacons have to be really, really on the ball, because anybody getting distance on the way down this descent, it is tricky to get back in with the group. Looks like Miss Cookie just losing a little bit of contact with the group there. You can see our red beacon dropping back to help out. So Tracy Seeley just dropping back is going to then come up. It's easier to drop back and in, but Miss Cookie, one of the stars, one of our regular red beacons, one of our regular riders on the Chainagng pretty much since its inception. And Sarah doing the business. Already one of those people, along with Tracy Seeley, who's already signed up to Donny Chaingang night at Nonnas, which is going to be coming up in February. Donny Chaingang, where the WOW Chaingang came from originally. So the original one was the Donny Chaingang, the WOW DCG. The WOW's now got grown up, changed its name. Basically, Emma organising, making sure that all the riders know what they're doing, controlling our beacons, checking out that everybody is doing what they're supposed to, so making sure everything is running. So apologies for the slight pause there, just taking a little bit of a jump across, having a quick check behind the scenes. Got the whole team in, so we've got everybody on board. Just watching everybody on the way in. Pretty much all the group are together here, which is what we want to see as they come over. A few people dumping their power-ups on the way through. The speed clearly just getting a little bit quicker each and every time up there as we come into this right-hand turn. And this is where the gaps open very, very fast indeed. As you come around this right-hand turn, we go from a positive grade, so you go in ascent very quickly into descent, and that's where the pace picks up. It's only from 1 to -1, but that 2% change really does make a difference. You can see the gaps just start to open, and that means that the riders behind really do need to chase to get back in with the group. Trying not to leave any gaps on that section, really, really critical as you come in and through. We've got Ursula Jordan back on board with us again. Ursula, another of our regular riders on the Chainagng, as are the whole of the Tactic race team. Great to see Sandra McKay on here from Tactic. You guys are the best kits in. They've got the best kit in the peloton now. Just giving a check on our beacon, just holding that group nicely together at the back. Actually just tucked in with the group. Nice pedal speed on that trek bike as we're going to make our way around this turn past the Zwift billboard. Now that our lap times are about the 3:45-ish, Troon with the fastest time doing the chase on. Jordan is going to come down and lead them through. We're going to move up to 2.5 watts per kilo. As we go down here, right-hand side of your screen, you're going to see the lap board. And that lap board is on its way. Is it going to tell us where number of laps? It's not right. Okay, so when that's not running, it's very easy. We're going to go at what is going to be 36.1. So 36.1, we will try and give you a countdown when we get closer. We're going to have to do some serious maths on it because it's not counting down on the way through. Oh, little ghost there from one of the tactic riders, jumping out, jumping back in again. That may well have been Isabel Torrey. Now, Isabel Torrey, another of our regular winners on the Chainagng. Well, is it going to be able to take out the power of the squad? Remember, we've got Holly Bergen in here, and she's got teammates in with her as well. We've got Vale on board. That's Jill Vale from the next powered by Insured. Just nicely tucked in here. You can see that next jersey here. And at the moment, Jill from Canada tucked very smoothly in with the group, not going anywhere. So Izzy Torrey just sat at the back of the group, one of our regular winners. So Emma says, welcome to anybody who's new tonight. We've got quite a few new riders on board. Really looking forward to seeing how our riders get on as they head out onto the circuit. Looks like a couple of our tech gremlins jumping in and out. Punch is watching like that, he's just struggling to get his feet. Don't forget though, hopefully it's going to be smooth enough that you're going to be able to catch all of the action, see yourself in action. Our tech gremlins already though, by the look of it, having a little bit of a play with the icons on the way through, which is really nice of them. As if by magic, like nothing had ever happened, you see that Izzy racing the tactics squad again. On the fly, adjustment here in the studio, thanks to our fantastic tech team. Okay, riders on the way up, more PBs have come underneath there as riders continue to set faster and faster times underneath. Now, some of the riders aren't. One of those riders is Mia Johnson. Mia was, I think, if I remember correctly, riding on the DCG, the Thursday DCG, the other DCG when we came up when we were on this course previously. So here we go, all the way around, and take a right-hand turn. Well, Alison Kittle there just saying that just going to take a little bit of a run down the road. No one follow Alison. Comes the shout from our beacon. It is deliberate, so don't follow Alison, don't worry about it. She's having to take a run down the road, quite simply because she's got a fan to turn on. And the way her day has gone, she doesn't want to be having to trust the late join. And I don't blame her. Because if it goes wrong, it's absolute no. It's a bluff. Yeah, I don't think so. Much as I would love to say it was. There we go. Alison's got that on, back in with the group, no problems at all. The moment the riders come down underneath the finish arch, down past the pens once again. So we've got some great bits of news coming out from Full Speed Events. We're going to take the advantage at the moment as we're on our run in towards the 3Gs. Quick reminder, if you want to jump on board, if you're not riding, you're just watching at the moment, you can join us. You can see on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. The bottom left-hand side of your screen shows you the tickets in. It's free. All you need to do is register, and we send you every single link for the WOW. You don't need to then search on the Zwift page and get all the links on there. Just register on there. If you want to go on the Donny Chaingang on Thursday, same place. If you want to join the Donny Chaingang Supporters Club, the DCG game, that gets you access to Tuesdays, the discounts, giveaways. the moment, 30% off Continental tyres, Goodyear tyres, 20% off OTE, 20% off Gritty apparel on the Donny Chaingang, and ride on the Tuesdays and get all the Donny Chaingang links to your email box. Guess what? Same place, bottom left hand side of the screen. And if you are a member of the DCG gang, you will know that we are going to have a very special night out. We're going to be heading over to Nonnas that are supporting the Chaingang for a big Donny Chaingang party. And guess where our members can go? It is exactly the same place. However, they have an access code to get in to there that is exclusive to members. Members being the people who will be on that meal out. It's going to be a great meal out. Emma's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Russ Downing, our yellow beacon from the Donny Chaingang, and the man whose brainchild it was to do the Chaingang online back in 2020, will also be there along with lots of our friends. So please do jump on board and grab a ticket. Other news is a very busy day for Emma and myself in the Full Speed Events offices today. We did manage to fall out lots of times over this, when it was and what it was, but we did indeed fall out over what, where and when, and how we were going to quite word what we're going to do when we come to the summer, because as many of you will know, we also have a studio in France, and that French studio is also home to the Full Speed Events HQ for the continent. So we did indeed fall out quite a lot about it, and basically what we did is we managed to sort out and hash out the dates of when we are going to have our WOW week. Our WOW week. So it's our women only week in France for riders on the WOW, women's only Wednesdays. It is a women's only ride. It's going to be set rides. We've got lots of great stuff going on there. Really, really going to be great. We'd love you to come along if you're a rider on the WOW. The details go up on the Facebook page, and Emma is going to put all of the details on there, so that WOW week in France. So please, 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 please make sure you see where it is now. Some of the things we're going to be doing, we've got lots of rides on there, we've got some great fun activities as well. We've also got a plan that we're going to do all sorts of silly stuff, but lots of bike riding, lots of having fun. Might be the odd sitting around in the sunshine, in the hammocks. It might be going out for some amazing cake. Hopefully you've made up already. Oh, of course we have. We don't fall out for very long, but boy, is it explosive. Didn't break anything this time. None of us. It's quite impressive. So our rider's on the way, looking pretty smooth at the moment. I think Emma's looking like she's starting to get a little bit warmer at the moment. Just done a little sneaky preview of where Emma is at. I think we'll just take a little bit of a look, shall we? We'll let you into where Emma's at the moment. She's just down there pedaling away, and let's see if we can have a word with Emma. Emma, you're live on air, please don't swear. We did have a bit of a fallout today over the WOW and other dates and calendars, but things are really busy.
They are exceptionally busy, and it was a lot of jumping and a lot of working out, but we did indeed do it, and more news will be out over the next few days.
Yeah, keep your eyes out for those dates. And Emma, we haven't even talked about this. I guess you're going to put it on the Facebook page.
I will do indeed put it on the Facebook page, yes.
I'm glad you know that.
Not right now.
No, not right now. And the group are doing really well. I mean, they're riding really smoothly, aren't they?
Yeah, they are indeed. You've got a nice tight bunch. And you're right, Matt, when you were mentioning earlier that this course is quite tricky. You know, because it's such a short lap and it goes up. And then we've got the rollers, or as Caroline from Gritty would call them, the Oompa Loompas, or the whoopsie-oopsies, or that rolling part of the course, which is always really good fun as well. But it does make it a challenge in these early laps.
It does indeed. Okay, we're going to let you get back to it and start doing some breathing again.
Thank you.
And we will catch up with you a little bit later on. Okay, let's dive away from Emma, let her catch your breath and continue to pedal as we make our way up the climb. So just keeping our eye on the riders as they come up through. Another lot of confetti coming down. We're coming into that right-hand turn. Looks like pretty much everybody holding position at the moment. It's getting quicker and quicker, as you'd expect a ramp to work out. I'm sure the heart rate monitors will be bouncing as they go on their way in through. Okay, so the group on the whoopsie dupsies, the swoopy doopies, the up and round, and on the way down. Yeah, and in fact, the upsie whoopsies actually is the name that comes from the Gritty team. And Neil from Gritty, my co-host on the cross-host, or am I his co-host? I'm not quite sure which way around it actually is technically. But we've been doing the crosscast now. We're on our 7th season. Our last show had the one and only Magnus Backstead as our guest. Yes, the man who's taken stage wins in the Tour de France, the winner of Paris-Roubaix, the director sportif of the WMN, the Canyon SRAM women's racing team, the man you see in the pit for Zoe Backstead, and the man who we had as our guest host. Make sure you jump on down. Download the Crosscast wherever you get your Crosscast, wherever you get your podcast from. If, like me, you spend a lot of your time listening to them whilst you're on the bike, please make sure you do it safely. But really good show, really good insight, and a little bit of controversy as we look to eliminate lots more riders even earlier in the racing for good reason. So indeed, there is no 80% rule on here tonight as they come around the turn, and it's not something we'd ever want instigating in a normal club ride either, I have to say, but there's lots of other reasons that we'd want to put things like that in. Just on board at the moment with Claire Harlow. Claire, nicely in there, just to take a little look. Yep, Claire Harlow just in that light blue jersey on that bluey-green trombite, just tucked in the green trombite, just tucked in the middle of that group. Fastest lap at the moment is from Izzy Torrey. I'll give Izzy a ride on down there. There it goes, on top. So Torrey from the Aeonian squad, the number 1 squad on Zwift. They are the team that have riders here, there, and absolutely everywhere around the globe. They are on the way through. Good to see that the level of chat is as you would expect. Getting kicked out of the yarn shop. That's about par for the course for our one and only Miss Cookie. At the moment, our Red Beacon, well, not having to do too much at the moment. We love yarn shots, they often have cake. Well, that gets better then. That's a better thing. Okay, so Nicholas Soden just putting the shout out. I think that's me. Don't wait for me. So Nicola, one of our regular riders, a bit under the weather today. Nicola, take it easy. Don't do too much. Don't go too mad. If that's you, then and you're done, have a roll round. Our beakers usually roll round around about the 2 to 2.5 watts per kilo marker. There to just take everybody on. So looks like Nicola losing contact with the back of the group. Looks like Miss Cookie starting to just be distance here. Abby Scales going to need to put a bit of a squeeze on here. So Trish is, are you sure, Nicola? Red bus forming, and I'm not sure that they're not going to be too far off seeing Cookie, although Cookie at the moment is absolutely going on. We didn't get the bus, Tracy, don't worry. Bit of a typo never hurt anybody, but actually compared to the type people it's like can't. So the shout goes out, if there are other people, can we form a bus? Well, that's 2. I think they're going to see a third, potentially Miss Cookie, who's pushing on at the moment, but I think potentially Tracy and Nicholas Soden together are likely to come in to the edge of each other. We're at 13.6k at the moment. Just got Emma Gilbert with us. Emma, another of our regular riders. Good to have you back, Emma. Emma, another of our riders who improves time and time again on the Chainagng from a really awesome self. I think the red bud rather than the red bus is what you actually say when you've had too many beers. I have in my ears, and I know you can't hear this on the broadcast, but Emma chuckling away in the pain cave that she's in at the moment, in the Studio 2 pain cave. But I've just been given a message from her which says laughing and pedaling don't work too well. So I'm just going to really relay that on rather than put Emma on the mic, which is very dangerous when things are starting to hot up as they are. Good to have the set Emma back. We've got Jack Clark in here. They're looking good, nice and smooth in here. The pedal revs, 70 just coming in, just to go up onto the climb. What our riders do at the moment, they're pretty much all together. The red beacon is a little bit further back, but not all that much. I think the red beacon likely to come onto the base of the climb just as these riders come around the chicane. You can just see top right hand side of your screen. The riders on there now. We're going up to 3 watts per kilo. So time to hold on. If you can't push 3 watts per kilo, now is the time to dive in, dig deep. Take a deep breath. Just to go to 3 watts per kilo. The buses, the wheels of the bus going round and round. I'm not sure whether they're singing the wheels of the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round, round and round. But over the top they go. Miss Cookie, along with Nicholas Soden, Tracy Seeley, our red beacon. Miss Cookie, Nick Soden, Tracy Seeley. The bus is formed. They'll be offering tickets. Tickets please, buses, red buses in operation. Here we go. Now, it is indeed the first WOW of 2024. Had a great 2023. 2 halves obviously, because actually the new year goes in the middle of the gap, and it's been great having so many riders making their way through. Some more of our riders making their way into the professional peloton ranks. Matt Brennan, congratulations to Matt. Jen Smithson, who's been on as well. They've both been signed by the Visma Bike lease team. So the Visma Bike Lease team are taken on board to the riders from the Donny Chaingang. We've got riders being re-signed, so big congratulations to our riders in the professional peloton, and of course to riders who've regularly been on the Chaingang, including people like Ruby James, who was out riding in the first in a big raft of Continental races. She's been looking very, very strong, and took the lead to the whole shot actually in one of the cyclocrosses that we saw in the curse period, the Christmas period. So absolutely flying, and of course we're running in towards the end of the cyclocross season. I'm going to be bringing all of the action on the UCI channel, so if your computer thinks it's not in a geo-restricted area and your computer's address is, say, Brazil, which doesn't have any geo-blocking, then you can watch the Cyclocross World Cup from Zonhoven. That's coming out this Sunday. The women's and the men's races are beyond that for the UCI. We go round the globe basically, unless you've got somebody like what is now Discovery Plus in the UK, which have the rights, Eurosport have the rights to part Warner Bros in the UK. So if you're somewhere else other than that, if you're in America, it might be Flow Bikes. They take the feed from myself, Matt Pay. Please feel free, jump on board, send us the comments, have a watch some great action on the cyclocross this season, an absolutely vintage season. We're also going to be bringing you the Donny Chaingang tomorrow. That'll be on the Downey Cycling YouTube channel. We've got lots more action that we're commentating on, putting words to the action, not all of which we talk about on Zwift. But of course, don't forget to jump on board. If you're watching tonight and think, do you know what, I fancy a real challenge? Emma, the one and only Emma, our yellow beacon, is going to be on the mic. Emma, for those of you that don't know, also commentator, the only women's lead commentator on the UCI's World Championship coverage from Glasgow. So not for want of trying either, believe me. There is a definite move to try and get as many women on board as possible. And part of that drive, Emma taking the helm for the indoor cycling in Glasgow. Emma is going to be taking the helm at the Tour of Boudica. Tour of Boudica is going to be launched, and you can sign up at the moment for that. It's a 4-day stage race, and that's going out. The team at ZMS Studios is going to be broadcasting that out. And gotta say, do tune in. Emma's going to be on the mic for that. The Full Speed events supporting that event. We are looking after that as part of our support of cycle sport, of women's cycle sport in the UK, because we do quite a lot of stuff behind the scenes to try and support events, and we've decided that would very much be a great event to help. So we're giving all the time and our studio time, and of course Emma's time into that, and doing that for free. So a substantial investment in that from ourselves to help along the Tour of Boudica, and that is going to be coming up, and I'm sure Emma at some point will be picking those days. If you don't follow Emma, it's at Biking Emma. You can get hold of Emma on social media, on Instagram and similar. Currently we are just approaching the 17-kilometre marker. Remember, this ride will finish 2k short of the 38.1k. So the finish line is just after you tick over the 36k on the clock. That will be when we run on in. Now, Foxy said this is like Eldon, a wonderful track. I must admit, it's one of my favourite racing routes. Not necessarily my favourite to ride, but definitely my favourite race route is around Craig City. And I think the jersey has just gone, keeps on bouncing around the riders. It looks like Hagen taking the fastest time. Just watching Troon at the moment, just off the back script, just a little bit. Could well be seen, Hagen could be seen Cookie and the bus. They're on their way. So very good to see the riders about to get swept up. The red bus in operation, Tricia Seeley driving. So in to the right hand turn, just in with Holly Bergen. Holly's heart rate 143, but we know she's got lots of power left. This course could well suit Holly, that kicking power up over the top. Interesting to see there's a few riders with power-ups being dumped down and getting rid of them on the flat. There is a button down on the bottom that you can drop your power-up if you do get one. Who else likes this course? I absolutely love it. Miss Cookie doesn't like this course. I just hope Sandra McCain likes it. Very good, Sandra. You can stay friends with Full Speed events. Whose favourite is it? It's Nicola Sonu's favourite. Nicola, yeah, you can stay friends as well with Full Speed events. We like this course. I like this course. It's a great course to ride, to race on. It's a great course to have fun on. I'm not so sure it's a course that when you're having a hard day or once you've got dropped, it's an easy course. That is for certain. It is the sort of course that really, really pushes our riders. Now, more fast times up the Bream, up the little climb here in downtown Dolphin, but we'll be seeing how we're getting on to go across now. The watts per kilo were steadily riding. We've seen a few people just near the back just starting maybe to feel the pressure on the climb. So Martina Moore at the moment just having to squeeze, get back on the group here. I think Abby Scales in the danger zone as well. Going to have to do that chase in into the roller coasters. Here we go. Just dropping down behind Abby here on the motorbike. Our virtual motorbike, of course. Abby coming in and through. You'll see coming in through Martina. Martina needs to really power to get on now because the pack are moving quickly in front of Abby. Just see this group are coming through. So remember, everybody, we finish at 2k to go. It's going to be 36.1. Our finishing line is 1 lap from finish. We will finish at 2k to go. So remember, when your lap counter says 36, okay, you should be in the middle of a sprint basically for that line, or at least knowing that you'll finish at that next band. If you've got a late join, not so easy to work out. Good chase back there by Abby Scales to get back into the group behind though. I think the Beacon group are motoring onwards. We're just going to take a little look at our Red Beacon. We're just in with Miss Cookie at the moment, who's certainly gone down in my estimation, not liking this course. Fortunately, she's already a long way up there, so she's got a long way to fall down before she's ever going to be in trouble. So, on the way down, the three riders on the bus continue to squeeze on. They're closing in on Hagen, who is currently 8 seconds in front, and I think probably going to see that red beacon in the sky behind coming her direction. We're going to jump straight across in at the moment, though, with that main group at the front. That's Claire Harlow, the peloton, nicely tucked together. Okay, now we're going up to a maximum of 4 watts per kilo. 4 watts per kilo. We've got 37 minutes on the clock. We're at 20k. We're going to 4 watts per kilo. This should really push people into all sorts of trouble and put them on the limit before we're going to push that button and send people off on to the road just at the moment. Nicely in this group. The Tactic rider, you signing for the Tactic squad, you need to follow Tactic on social media to catch up with all of their new signings, some awesome new signings on road and off. Going to be very interesting to see how they perform over the course of the summer season. So in with Maria Mobs at the moment. Maria really biding her time here, just making sure she's tucked in, out of the way, not putting her nose out too far into the wind. Sandra McKay just on the front of this group, just keeping that pace squeeze, just keeping it high. Izzy Torrey at the back here again, just making sure she's marking those moves out. Just keeping an eye on these runners as they go through. Foxy in yet another new kit. Foxy, fortunately for Foxy, has more outfits for the WOW and for the Donny Chaingang than there are rides in the year. And by the time that she gets to recirculate a riding kit, I've forgotten all about it. So Foxy has a new kit for every ride, basically, in my head, one way or another. She's pretty good way with repeating tomorrow. Remember these days. Done so many. Foxy nicely in here. This base for the call was up to 4 watts per kilo. The push down this hill has not quite reached those levels. Just going to take a little bit of a run up towards the front of the group without running into the back of this group. And you can just see it's 3.6 coming out of Sandra McKay here. It looks like our 4-speed events icon in terms of riders. That is Emma. Fox's phone's just died, that's not good. You're not meant to be on the phone, you're meant to be actually riding, kiddo. And just in with Izzy Torrey, Izzy keeping this tough at the moment. You can see powering down this straight here, holding this group and keeping them honest. The gaps potentially starting to open, and looks like Martina making her way down into the line. She's at 21.2k. 400 metres in front and several corners onwards. You can see this main group still continue to push. The gap though between them is currently about 35 seconds. I think we're going to see Hagen just sitting at about 2:30 back, and then it's going to be our Beacon group. The Beacon group at the moment giving away time to the leading group on the road, which has got Torrey in here, and it's not going to be too long before the riders come around and start to catch each other, and then that's when the confusion really comes in, particularly when the Yellow Beacon group catches the Red Beacon group, and on this course it's confusing enough. So the riders come around. We're now at 19.8k. We've gone over the half ride distance, so we're over half ride distance, including the 1 lap warm down. So a quick reminder to everybody before things get really, really crazy. Remember, the sprint finish line, is at 1 lap to go at 36 plus a little bit kilometres. 36 plus a little bit kilometers. So when your clock ticks across 36, the next time you go through that line, that will be your finish line. Then there is one lap warm down to the 38.1, and the go has gone. We said before it goes crazy, we would talk and remind everybody, well, it's going to go crazy now. Here we go. We're just in with Torrey at the moment, and it looks to me like this is suddenly really starting to power up. You just see Kid look on the front there, starting to widen. This has now become a long, stretched out line here. Torrey at the moment doing 6.5 watts per kilo, and going to have to chase into this group. Could well be distance here. That's a very explosive start. There's a burrito drop down there as well, and that may well be that McKay has dropped the draft in there, to drop the burrito to allow Torrey to get back on. Torrey makes the back wheel of Foxy. Foxy just about making the back wheel of the Yellow Beacon. This is going to be tough stuff. They've got back together again as they come down in to the straight here on the women's only Wednesday. Chainagng with the go having gone. We have got 13 kilometers, or just under, in fact 13 kilometers now to the finish, and the pressure is on. The riders are absolutely nailing this, but they are going to have to really push, because they know that we are going to be ascending that climb. We've got 13k, which basically means that we're going to be going about another 7 times. 6 of those will be in earnest. So this is going to be really important for our riders, that they make sure they get this absolutely spot on now. Emma Gilbert just being distance here. I think Harlow doing the same. They've got to really decide now, do they try and chase, or do they regroup? 4 seconds only between Harlow and Gilbert. 2 seconds between Gilbert and Chloe from the Aeonian squad. If they get their group together, that would be 3 riders together. But Harlow is not giving up here, really is squeezing on to try and get back on to the group as it exploded. She was distanced now. Rhea Mobbs just on the back. We know that Rhea's got some serious power. Is she trying to get her timing right to kick away up the hill? Here we go. Coming in to those cobbles is where we see if it was a bluff coming in onto the climb. She comes. She's coming in at pace. She's got in hard now. On to the climb. She goes through the cobbles, siding the way up to the group. She's not quite at the front, but now she pushes over the top of that group. And Mobbs goes from the back of the peloton to the front that time. Underneath the banner, she goes fastest time on the climb, 18.2 seconds up the preem. That means that she's our leader, and she's taking herself from the back of the group to the front. And that means that Mobbs now leading out the right. Second place at the moment is going to be our next powered by an assured rider. It's going to be Holly Bergen just rolling over the top there with Mobbs. I think we're going to see Mia Johnson come through from the Tactic women's race team. So Mia Johnson in the mix, but you can see the damage it has done behind. We get our helicopter up. You can see that at the moment we've got Mobbs on the front. You've got this small group. The Yellow Beacons coming in at pace with an anvil, throwing that anvil down to get back up to the front of the group. Is going to go drive to the very front, and they've just overtaken the Red Beacon on that descent. You can see at the moment the Yellow Beacon group on its way down here. The Red Beacon group just got flown by the pace of the group coming through. You can see damage being done all over the place, but up at the front we have 4 riders in trouble. These riders have really got to push to come on to the group now. So the 4 riders in trouble, that's Abby Scales, it's going to be Alison Kidlock, it's going to be, I think, going to be, let's take a look, is it Hargreaves? Still take a look, Foxy's in there. We just lost 1 run out of that group. I suspect this goes to spin drops in there. So we've got Foxy in there, we've got Scales in there. There was indeed, it's Julie Clark who has just dropped out and dropped back in again. So Julie Clark just dropping out and dropping back in with this group. These chasing 4 need to get back on before they hit that climb, because if somebody else puts in a big dig on the climb, they're going to find themselves under the cosh. They're going to find themselves under pressure. They've got to keep on pushing at the moment. At the moment, we are currently in with Vale. She's currently dropping into what is going to be a first place, and she's going to lead them on to the climb. She's hit the feather early. That could be a dangerous move here. Hitting the feather slightly, maybe too early to go up to the top. Got to remember the timing on here. This is an 18-second time set by Rhea Mobbs. Last time she came from the back of the group to the front. She hurdled her way through, and that's what pushed her right up in to the front of the group. Mobbs again, I think, is showing that she really is a force to be reckoned with now. Just making the way over the top of our riders. Lap riders on here is really common. Unlike the Cyclones, of course, no 80% rule. They're not going to take anybody out of contention here. But at the moment, as we ride in with our yellow beacon, you can see that these riders really do have their work cut out. Rhea Mobbs is on a mission today. She's been assisted by Mia Johnson. Mia Johnson really has been nailing it. So has Holly Bergen. So has Izzy Torrey. And over the top comes Johnson now. Johnson really working hard here, and they don't want to let that chasing group, it was chasing group before, just about make contact. They got on the group, they came together at the base of this climb, and then it is kicked, and it is different riders this time that are being distanced, because Alison Kinlock has gone from being off the back to on the way in and down. So here we go, Kinlock now, right up in contention, chasing and who is on the wheel of Holly Bergen here. These are your leaders coming through. Remember, we finished today with 1 lap to go, so that means that just after 36k, as soon as you get into that last lap, we will let you know. But lots of riders scattered out and around the course, and this is not decided. We put the helicopter on, the cameras on the helicopter down on our riders. As they make their way around this turn, you can see that this is our leading group, but behind the riders are in 1s and 2s. We take a look back behind Izzy as we look back through this group. We're looking to see where the chases behind are. I think it's going to be Foxy as well as Clark and Scales, the nearest riders. Yep, there's Foxy chasing the yellow beacon, being followed by Clark. You can just see Clark has got 2 seconds in front of Scales, and then the gaps really do open up to our beacon group. And this is going to be Nicola Soden and co. They're actually picking up Sandra McKay, who is 1 lap in front. 1 lap in front. Sandra McKay has dropped from the leading group and is now riding with the red beacon, but 1 lap down on. Sorry, 1 lap up on the red beacon, but dropped off the back down on the yellow beacon. Cool, it gets confusing. I do love it when we're on a quick circuit with no laps to go signs on. Okay, on to the climb we go again. Now we're in with Holly Bergen this time. Trying to pick different rider up here each and every time. Bergen, we know, very, very tough stuff. Oh, looks like a burrito being dumped down in there by Rhea Mobbs as they come through. Bergen is powered past that up to the top, but that means that the riders behind are not going to be getting any draft. Bergen goes over the top, it's going around the side of the tunnel more. So Moore gets grandstand view of the leading group going through. Kinlock is at the back of that pack at the moment. That the riders go round. Mobbs, Bergen, all right up at the front. Vale right up at the front of the group. Mobbs is in there. Izzy Torrey is sitting smooth. Torrey, who had that fantastic summer season, the best race season she's had for a long time. Well, she's going to have another great race season into this summer. She's riding strong enough. Can she take the win? A proven winner here time and time again. Bergen's win last week was her debut win on the Chainagng. Oh, we got an anvil's been thrown down again. They're coming down. It's better than seeing Thor chucking down his hammers on a bad day, because this is absolutely going down at pace every single time down here. Somebody is chucking down the anvil. This time around, it is Bergen who's done it. She's got the gap, and it's 3 seconds, but she's at 28.9k. That means that at 29, she's got 7k or so to the finish. That means that she is going to have, I make it about 6 laps left to, no, 7k, 3 laps to go. My maths is rubbish. This comes in. The numbers going to be very interesting tonight, actually, as they come in under here. because this course depends on which bit of literature you read. It's either 2K or 1.9. Now, Veleviewer have it at 1.9, as do Zwift Inside at the moment. However, there are plenty of sources of information that say it's 2K as well. So, we're going to find out. Remember, it's still 1K to go. This is the leading pack. However, I say however, we have got two solo leaders. Holly Bergen, number one. You can see that number one up on the right-hand side. She is leading this group out in 1. 2 seconds to Izzy Torrey in 2. Rhea Mobbs in 3 at the moment. Then it's this chasing group right behind Mobbs. Johnson currently in about 4th place. 5th place Vale. 6th place going to be Anne. And Kinlan, I think Emma from Full Speed Events has pulled the parachute cord. That's it, legs done and dusted for the day. Job done. Launched them on the road towards the finish. She's going to hit that 30k mark any second. So these are the chasers. They're trying to chase it down. Our leaders, that is Bergen on this climb. Comes into the right-hand turn, comes off the cobbles. Behind Bergen, you can see Torrey being picked up by the group, led by Mobbs that time, and that means it's going to be potentially a group who are coming through and chasing our lone leader. They've got some work to do though, and they need to keep on pushing. The Tactic Tic Tac team just at the moment having a tough day out at the office. Whether the Tactic team, I know the name of the Tactic make the best coloured, best designed jersey in the peloton, obviously, but they do love Tic Tacs. Like Tic Tac, Tic Tacs themselves, absolutely fantastic stuff. Now back to the racing. Leader on the road at the moment is Alison Kinlan. They pulled back Bergen by the look of this. They're coming all back together. Not long to find out if a Mint Tic Tac revives you need one now, or is that be a Mint tactic? Well, who is going to be fresh Mint? Who is going to be stale Mint? Who's going to be the Mint that died in our front garden in France, where the Wow and Chainagng will be heading in the summer? Which tactic has the tactics to tic-tac-toe the way to the finish? That's enough. It's not doing any more. Tim here, who was riding on the members Donny Chaingang last night, working in the studio here on the tech, just with his head in his hands, oddly enough. Tactic tongue twisters for tic-tac tasting tactic teammates. Got real craving for Tic Tacs now. That's just not good, is it? Well, it is good. Right, anyway, so whilst I'm here craving mint, guess what? Oh no, this was a tactic Tic Tac. Yes, let's not go there. We might be putting Tim on the mic to say it at this rate. Okay, leading group on its way round. These are your leading 6 riders here on the Wow Chaingang. They are currently continuing to push. Reminder for you, as they come through, that our leading riders in here. I'm going to try and get back to them. Here we go. 31.9k. 32 now. Nice that Emma's supposed to get the first feather on the way up there. Very handy on the climb. Let's dive back in. I think the leading group are about to find that they're coming in to an attack point now. Quick reminder, we finished with 1 lap to go. The total race distance is 38.1. That means that the finishing line is going to be round about 36.2 or 36.1k. Ballpark number for you there, because remember it's 2 to 1.9k. So it's either going to be 36.1 or 36.2k should be where the finishing line is when we come through. Gonna check that because you should have 1 lap of warm down. 36.1 was the number that Emma has been telling us, so I'm hoping that the maths is correct. You never know, we have, it's not the fan flats, we've got more of a chance when we're on there, but it all really did go pear-shaped. So here we go. It is going to be 1 lap to go at the finish at this time. The Yellow Beacon is saying, I'm trying to try and get us in with the front group at the moment. So we're just taking a turn here. It's to be 33k under the wheels of Vale. Just comes round this turn. So is this going to be 1 lap to go? Are we going to get 1 lap to go from Emma, our Yellow Beacon? We're listening to see if she's going to tell us. Never ever know, might be lucky. I think our riders are definitely wanting it to be 1 to go. So here we go, 1 gap to go. The leaders are through the line. 1 lap to go. We are on 1 lap left to go. So our leaders are on the last lap. Leaders are on the last lap. We are riding in with them. Mia Johnson, Alison Kinlock in here. Rhea Mobbs is in here. Holly Bergen is in here. 1 second down his hand, and it looks to me like Vale could be in trouble here. Jill Vale has been dropped from the leading group. It's going to come down to what these riders can do. Johnson is up there because Johnson going to defend the tactic on here today. Mobbs is in this mix as well. This is going to be tough stuff. Kinlock, will it be Kinlock's win today? Don't forget that these riders are nailing this to try and make the way in and through to the win. Kinlock now gets past an interesting move there and dropped the anvil before the climb. I would have been saving that for that descent on the other side. Are you going to pick up a better one before the run to the line? I'm not sure you are. Well, let's see. So Annie's leading them up here. Here they come behind. Big kick coming out. Bergen goes over the top. Mobbs goes over the top there. This is going to be about the kick. Look at this massive sprint from Mia Johnson to lead them over underneath the green banner. And she's dropped a burrito. She's dropped a burrito at just the right time. This is going to make everybody else's legs hurt, but she has got 2 riders for company. The burrito is minimising any kind of draft that is going to be being picked up by Bergen. This is going to be a 3-way ride, I think, as they run in. You've got Johnson, Mobbs and Bergen. They are the only riders in touching distance of Johnson, and Johnson's move on that climb was an absolutely blistering one. She's going clear. She finishes at the line this time. Johnson is leading them out, and has Bergen got anything left? Time is running out for them, but at the moment Tactic UK's rider only has to get to the U-turn and then back to the line. She's pushing. Has Bergen got anything left in the tank? She's running out of distance. We're not seeing it. Mobbs is going now. Mobbs has employed the aero. She's so busy watching Bergen. They are going to run out of room because it is going to be Mia Johnson who's going to come through the line. It's Mia Johnson, your winner on the Wow Chaingang. What a ride. As she makes her way through, it's going to be Mobbs, followed by Bergen, followed by Kinlock. Then it's going to be Anne comes through in 5th place. We're then going to take a little bit of a run back this way. It gets really confusing, and I'm going to apologise. This is going to be Vale who's going to be making her way through for 6th position here today. I think it's going to be Izzy Torrey who's going to come down for 7th. What a ride. The Tactic squad up on the top. Mia Johnson takes the victory. That was some attack. She waited on that climb. She kicked on the top of the climb and over the top. She sprinted clear and then dropped the burrito. Torrey goes for the kick here. She's going to come through in 7th position. 8th position I'm going to be hunting for here on the way through at the moment. Because these riders have got a lap to go. I think Nicholas Sonia's going to be out for another lap at least. We're hunting for our 8th place rider. It's not going to be Emma here, so going to be very interested in trying to find who is currently in 8th place on the way round. There's 5th, there's 6th. So Abby Scales is in 9th. 8th is going to be Foxy. It was Foxy going through. 8th place for Foxy. It's going to be a 9th place for Abby Scales. Torrey is through as well. She's finished here today. That means we're going to have to do a little bit of a fly round. I think Emma is going to be our marker because Emma is in 11th position at the moment. And I think at the moment the riders chasing behind have got a bit of catching to get there. I think Harlow is going to be 12th. It is, so it's Emma in 11th position. Our Yellow Beacon making the way down into towards the line. The pressure off here, having led the event round. Great win here today. Mitch Johnson hits the win for the tactics squad. So the squad from the north or west come through. They take the victory from Bergen. Bergen, of course, living in Yorkshire, riding up from Skipton. Great ride by her, but not got the kick to finish it off today. And have to wait another week for next week's ride on the Wow Chainagng. So our Yellow Beacon is cruising down towards the finish, going round that U-turn. Going to be able to line up and see that banner coming. It's going to be job done. One lap to warm down for Emma from Full Speed Events. Good job, Emma. So one lap of warm down for Emma, and that means that Harlow is going to be our next rider. She comes on to the straight. I think she's got company, and from next PB Sean will be finishing as she hits the line pretty much this time. Harlow goes in and through. Good job done there by Harlow. So Harlow stretching those legs off. I think that means that Emma Gilbert is on the way through for 13th position. So here we go. Gilbert making her way down 14th on the lap, 13th on the right. She's going to make her way down in to the gantry. Oh, or is she? Chloe's gone over the top of her. I think Chloe's going to have taken that. Gilbert came through. Chloe just in front of her. Chloe takes 13th. Gilbert takes 14th. And I think Holly thought there was another lap to go there. Apologies for no lap board on the way round. Now, going to try and make our way round, try and pick up the rider in what is going to be 15th place. So apologies if this takes us a little bit of while and a little bit of scrolling. But we're going to go on a bit of a mission to go find our 15th rider. We found our 16th rider, 33.8k. Just struggling to find it. Who's it? If you're 15th, so let's see who you are. Where you are. Yep, no sign of our 16th rider. Great to have everybody back. Indeed, it is good to have you back, Emma Gilbert. 21st rider, it's Flo on the way through. Morris in 16th position, struggling to find out 15th rider. Just doing that wind down, rear mobs winding down at the moment. Mia Johnson, what a win by her today for the tactics squad. So she'll be back next week for more. Alison Kinlock spinning those legs round on her way through. Holly Gundy, our 17th rider out on the course. 19th is 15th. It's going to be Sandra McKay. There we are. Found our 15th place rider. Woohoo! Only take me 5 minutes to search it. Sorry, I think she had too much Christmas to do today. Speedy today, awesome. Mia definitely got well done to Mia. Great ride by her. McKay tucked in with this group, just making their way around the turns towards the top of the line. She's already through in what is 15th position. We go for our 16th position rider if we can find them. It's going to be, it is jumping up and down all over the screens. Here we go. It is going to be Moore who's going to come through in a 16th position. that means we've now got to try and remember who was in 17th, and that is not necessarily going to be that straightforward. There we go, it's going to be Hagen. So Hagen currently in 17th position, got about half the lap to go. Immediately behind, I have a sneaky feeling that we're going to find our 15th place rider, but we're also going to find our 18th place position. So Hagen's going to be in 17th. At the moment, our Beacon group, that is 18th through to potentially 20th. And they're all pretty much within a blanket throw, to use a handicapper from the track's phrase. Chuck a blanket over everybody at the end of the handicap race, you know you've got it right. That's how it works. It's a big blanket. You like when you play parachute games. I know what parachute games are. There you go. And yes, they used to be round when they were parachute games. No, it's little square ones. There you go. Right. So, on the way down to the line is Hagen. Our Red Beacon group are going to be finishing at the line this time as well. Red Beacon group going to finish at the line this time as well. They're on the way down in. So here we go. This is the Red Beacon. Been chasing Hagen and rolling this group round. So Cookie at the moment on the way down here. Absolutely flying the way in and through. So the Red Beacon group are on the way down to the line, finish then one lap to warm down. Here we go. They're going to come round that turn. It is going to be Cookie's going for a wind up here, or is she? She's got company. Soden is with her, coming up on her heels here. She's got a teammate, but it's going to be Cookie who's going to take it through. Well done to Miss Cookie. Well done to Nicholas. So Nicholas, make sure you heel on fast and well. Well done to Hagen, and a massive thank you to our Red Beacon. So everybody through and in to the warm down. Now, one rider who should have had plenty of time to warm down and to get themselves ready is the one and only yellow Beacon. Let's dive in and across. We're going to try and find her. Hope she doesn't turn the lights out. There she is. So you're just spinning your legs out, Emma. That was tough, all right. Good, great work though by our Red Beacon and the bus there. We're just seeing Tracy on the screen. Yeah, fantastic to see, and great to see her in action after all of those miles. I mean, you know, 2 lots of 500Ks for the rough 500. That is some going, and then to ride as a Beacon, and probably no doubt be on the Donny Chaingang ride again tomorrow as well. Lots of new riders as well, but great to see on there, and some great riding, and a new win for Mia as well. Yep, going to be very, last year, same thing. Right, let's not fall out twice in the studios, even in different words, in the same day. Now, got to say a massive thank you to everybody who has read it. Thank you very much, Emma, for putting it all together. We are going to let Emma spin those legs out one way or another. She's going to be doing that. Let's say goodbye to Emma. We'll see you next week, Emma. Okay, so that is Emma done and dusted. We're going to be on RGV, one of our favourites, custom-built route as well, in that we don't do 2 full laps. We do a lap and 3/4. Really, really key that people remember that. Don't forget, you can join us. It is at www.buytickets.at/fullspeed-events. You don't have to buy a ticket. It's free to join. Just jump on. We'd love to get our riders on and riding. Quick reminder, of course, that the Donny Chaingang is on tomorrow. Keep your eyes open for the Wow, the Women's Only Week that's going to be coming up in the summer. Get the date in your diary. But it is time for us to leave our riders. It's time for us to head out and to hit the way out and away. So please, guys, keep yourselves safe. But from me, from Emma, and from all of the team here at Full Speed Events, we'll see you again soon. Goodbye.